I am on now. Okay. So what's up, you guys? This is your girl Sage, aka Sage the Witch, and I'm on for a live stream reading with you guys. Okay. Before I get into it, y'all, let me turn on my big screen so that I can see myself. Okay. And I do hope that you guys are doing well today. Okay. Are you guys enjoying the weather? Are you getting out? Okay. Are you taking your walks? Are you taking your pups on a walk? Are you going on walks with your boo, your bae, your spouse? Okay. I hope that you guys are definitely enjoying this beautiful weather and making sure that you're getting your necessary vitamin D. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I feel like I got to sneeze now, but I'm going to try to hold it in because, jeez, I don't want the cars to go flying everywhere. Okay. But again, you guys, what's up? This is your girl Sage, aka Sage the Urban Witch, and I'm on for a live stream reading. So today, you guys, we're going to do June predictions, okay? We're going to tap into the ethers, okay? And we're going to find out what is coming towards you or what do you have to look forward to in this month of June, okay? As it relates to your love life, your health, okay? Social circle, friendships, you know, some of this and some of that, okay? So we're going to get into it now. Before we get too deep into it, I want to say, first of all, you guys, welcome to my channel. I thank you guys so much in advance for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, okay? I also want to shout out and thank you guys to those of you guys who have been purchasing readings from your girl, okay? Thank you so much. And also thank you to those of you guys who have been sending me $5, sometimes $10, sometimes $15 donations on my business website. It is very much so appreciated. It shows your girl that, you know, you trust me with your energy, that you trust me to help, you know, dive into the ethers and into spirit with the cards, okay? And sometimes with just channel messages, depending on what reading that you receive, that you purchase, and that, you know, you trust me with helping you to find some type of clarity on a personal situation that you have, okay? I do not take that lightly, okay? So I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm very honored. So I thank you guys so much for that. And also, you guys, just to let you know, personal readings are still currently available. So if you guys would like to get a personal reading, the information is always in the description box below. However, it's an easy peasy, simple process. Yeah. All you got to do is email your girl at WIZDOM@gmail.com. That's WIZDOM and sage@gmail.com. And, you know, if you want to take a look to see what I'm currently offering and take a look at the prices, you know, the link to my website in the bio, okay? So yeah, you know, snooze and browse, you know, take a look and see what I have to offer. And then when you're ready to push the button, all you have to do is email me, okay? Easy as 1, 2, 3. All right. So Ikram says hello. Hello, Ikram. Ikram Giletti, I believe that is, okay? So also, guys, speaking of that, I want to let you guys know that I will not be looking too much at the chat, okay? Because when I'm giving the readings and I'm in the ethers, you know, I don't want to get distracted, okay? I can easily get distracted. But after the reading, I will say hello to the chat, okay? So for those of you guys who come in after the fact, please don't feel, you know, as though I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I'm doing my thing, okay? All right. So having said that, guys, let's get into it. So again, we're going to focus on June 2026 predictions, okay? So I pre-pulled some cards, you guys, okay? So with the first card, we're going to tap into your money, okay? What should you expect for June 2026 concerning your money, okay? Next, we're going to focus on your health. I have the card Hunger, okay? And the next card I have is Passion Ignited. We're going to focus on your biz or your career or, you know, your job, you know, whatever you're doing to bring in income. Okay, we're going to focus on that aspect, okay, for June. And then also, you guys, we're going to focus on your love life or your relationships. For those of you guys who are currently in relationships, this applies to you. And also for those of you guys who are not in one yet, okay? So you may be happily single, okay? This card will also resonate with you as well, okay? Next, you guys, we're going to look at your social circle or your friendship group, okay? And we have the card, the number 7, patience and planning in reverse, okay? And then, we're going to look at, something that is hidden, you guys, something that you need to know. But it's hidden and it's a good thing, okay? And for that message, we have move in silence, okay? And then last but not least, you guys, we have something that is hidden that you need to know that, but it's like a warning, okay? And for this message, we have they're doing strange things for change. Oh my, okay? All right, so having said that, guys, let's get into it, okay? So the first message is concerning your money, you guys. And I pulled the card, the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups in reverse. So I'm hearing from Spirit, you guys, right off that. Spirit is saying that in the month of June, you guys are really taking a look at, the money that you guys are bringing in, and you're saying to yourself, I could be making more money, but there are certain things that I need to tweak or do different. So some of you guys have decided that you're no longer going to be accepting anything, any offers that you consider to be beneath your potential or beneath what you want, okay? In other words, for those of you guys who are going on interviews, or for those of you guys who are even creating, businesses, you're no longer going to lowball yourself, or you're no longer going to allow anyone to lowball you when you know that you're worth much more for your knowledge, for your skill set, okay, for your talents, gifts, and skills and abilities, okay? So a lot of people, dear one, they have been coming to you guys, lowballing you, knowing that you're very gifted, knowing that you're very you're very talented, you're very skilled, but they were trying to get a lot out of you, as much as they could out of you for the least amount as possible. In other words, it was a situation where, you guys were being overworked and underpaid, or, you were lowballing yourself in your business, or you had people, dear one, that felt as though just because it was you, that you didn't have the right to ask for a certain percentage, a certain income, a certain raise, a certain promotion, or a certain price that you have placed on your goods or services, or on your intellect, on your skill base, something of the sort, okay? You guys were recognizing that people, dear one, whether they realized it or whether they were, not realizing it, but, this was something because they were acting out of a poverty mentality, and they thought that, because that was their norm, that you were supposed to fall in line as well. Whatever the case may be, dear one, you guys are no longer in the month of June. Come through, Spirit. You're no longer accepting low offers that are beneath you. You know your worth, okay? And you're no longer going to allow people to say, okay, well, this is all that I got, so this got to be good enough. No, okay? They're either going to meet you where you need to be met, dear one, or you're just going to just say no. You're just going to forfeit that. You're just going to walk away from that offer. You're going to walk away from that deal, because at the end of the day, you'll realize that that'll be a deal that, it is going to suit them, but it won't suit you, because they'll be getting all of your talents, gifts, and everything that you have to offer, your resources, your passion, and everything, and lowballing you. And at the end of the day, even as a sacred text says, a man or woman is worthy of their hire. That means if you have the skills to pay the bills, that you should be making enough, you should get enough compensation in order to do that, and then still have some left over, okay? So no more lowballing. So a lot of you guys are going back to the drawing board, okay, is what I'm seeing in the ethers. And you're writing up a plan. You're writing up a plan in terms of, do I need to go back to school? Do I need to get some certification? Do I need to start looking for something else? Do I need to add something on the side, a side hustle, a side this or that onto what I already have? What do I need to do? What can I start now? Okay. I might need to get some certification, but what is it that I would love to do that I'm good at? So a lot of you guys, I'm seeing a lot of you guys going back to the drawing board and really looking at, all of your assets and, your strengths and, things that you can bring, that would provide service to people, that would, show that you're worth your weight in gold. And you're standing up for yourself, okay? You're betting on yourself, okay? So that is what I'm saying for you guys in the month of June as it concerns your money, okay? All right. So next up, you guys, we have the card Hunger. Okay. And this is relating to your health. Okay. So in the month of June, you guys, I'm seeing in ethers and I'm also hearing, come through spirit, a lot of you guys are making major changes as it relates to your health. You guys are tired of, I'm hearing, I'm tired of being sick and tired, okay? So, some of you guys, as far as your energy level, you're tired of your energy being low. Some of you guys are tired of dealing with a certain chronic illnesses. You've been going back and forth to the doctor. They tell you one thing, and you come back home, they give you medicine, it's not working, but it causes another issue, okay? So, you guys are tired of, like, these so-called, experts and, authority figures that are supposed to be advocates for you. They're just throwing things at you, just throwing shit to see what sticks, but nothing is helping. And so you guys, I'm hearing from spirit, you are hungry, you're passionate for a change in your life as it relates to your health, okay? So I see a lot of you guys saying, you know what, I'm just going to take matters into my own hands, okay? The mainstream doctors haven't been working for me, so I'm going to do some research and look up, some alternative medicines, okay? Let me look into homeopathy. Let me do some research and look up herbs and tinctures and see if I can heal myself. Let me look up my certain prescription and see if there's a natural remedy for that, okay? Come through spirit. So as you guys are passionate to, make changes in your wellness, okay, your health, mental health, physical health, medical health, things of that nature. I see a lot of you guys going to the bookstores, okay? You guys are going to the bookstores and you're in the herbal section and you're looking up, Grandma's 101 Remedies. You're like, oh, I need to get this book because, they got tinctures in here. They got, things about natural cough syrups and things that I could take for me and my babies. I can make this. I can learn how to use these herbs and, maybe cut back on my prescription, or maybe after a while, not even have to take the prescription at all. So it's like a lot of you guys, you have this spark, this determination that come hell or high water, you're going to make changes in your life for the better. You're going to take matters into your own hands. So you guys are doing research, okay? I see a lot of you guys Googling certain information. You're going to WebMD online, okay? I just saw one or two persons. You guys are going into the library. You're taking it old school. I'm not necessarily going to buy this book, but hell, I got a library card. I'm going to go up in there and see if I could find a book on herbs or find a book on this and a book on that, okay? So I'm seeing that in the ethers, you guys, okay? Because some of you guys want to find remedies and solutions for some physical ailments, okay? Remedies and solutions, you guys are reading books, okay? Self-help books to, find natural ways to manage your stress, natural ways to manage your anxiety. You're like, I don't want to take this medication anymore. I want to do something different. I want to do something that's long lasting and doesn't have a lot of harmful side effects, okay? So you guys are really hungry, you're really passionate to make some improvements for your health, okay? I'm also seeing, come through spirit, I'm seeing people going to the gym. I'm seeing people getting invested in doing certain activities such as yoga. I just heard, what is that type of yoga where you go and sweat and you be, what is that kind of yoga? Is it hatha yoga, something like that? I'm saying that in the spirit, okay? Meditations, bike riding, okay? Walking, running, jogging on a bike trail, okay? Walking your dog consistently or pets 2 to 3 times a day to make sure you're getting your steps. I'm seeing people wearing those the eye watches and things of that nature that counts your steps and your caloric intake and the number of times that your heart beat, your heart rhythm, and you can even go to sleep with it and it'll let you know if you got a good night's sleep or how many times you woke up during the night, okay? You guys are really serious about this thing in the month of June, and I'm hearing from spirit, you guys are really going to make a lot of beautiful, positive changes. I'm hearing makeover. I'm seeing people lose 2, 3, or more dress sizes before the summer hits. Somebody has gone to the doctor to see if taking that Ozempic is healthy, or if it's the best thing for them, okay, to not only manage their diabetes but also to lose a little bit of weight, okay. I'm saying that in the spirit, okay. So lots of beautiful things on the horizons because you guys are very, very passionate. You're hungry for a change, okay? Also, some of you guys have decided that, you're going to find a support system, a support circle, if you will, of people that are into the same thing that you're into. So you want to find friends that's into yoga so you can have a yoga buddy, or a bike riding buddy, or a walking or a jogging buddy, okay. You want to find people that is into wanting to be healthy, okay, instead of going to the club or to the lounge, to the hookah lounge, okay, and putting all of that stuff in your lungs and causing issues. You want to find a circle of friends that, let's go to this green smoothie place. And after we do that, okay, we can sit down in this coffee shop and take out our laptops, and we can, exchange ideas, business ideas, in terms of how we're going to make this business pop off. Or, you said you had some information, Lisa, on, what to invest in, okay, how I can get the biggest yield, a rate of or return on my investment here, okay. What information do you have to give to me? Because I got some information that I can share with you, okay. So it's like you guys are finding people that are on your vibe as it relates to leveling up, improving your quality and your health, okay? And this is a very, very beautiful thing. That's what a lot of you guys are doing in the month of June, okay? Now, as it relates to your business or your career, okay, we pulled the card Passion Ignited, okay, Passion Ignited. So I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, right off the bat, you guys have decided that, for a very, very long time, you guys have just been settling. You've just been settling with just anything that came your way just to make sure that it paid your first and your 15th. But at the end of the day, it was making you very unhappy. Perhaps the work culture or environment was very toxic. Perhaps you guys are facing, workplace bullying or harassment. For one or two of you guys, I'm hearing sexual harassment. For one or two of you guys, I'm hearing, people just not being, really kind and really sympathetic with the fact that you're a single mommy. And there are certain days where you just can't come into work, or you may be late, or you may have to come in an hour too late because, you got to take Junior to the doctor, or you got to do this, you got to do that. And there was people that just did not care. All they cared about was you getting to work on time and meeting the quota, and they didn't care anything about you as a person. Where I'm hearing from Spirit that in the month of June, a lot of you guys, if you haven't made that lateral move already, in the month of June, you're definitely, writing down a plan, a strategy to either make a lateral move where you're going to find a way to do something that is going to bring you joy, but also bring in that money, also bring in that first and that 15, so that you'll have time to spend time with your child, with your little one or your little ones. What can I do, Spirit, where I can still stay home with my babies and still make money, where I can still pay my bills and make sure that we have a roof over our head? But, I don't want to trust my child anymore to this daycare, or I can no longer afford it, or, I don't even really want to take them over to, a relative's house because I don't trust them. I don't like their habits and their behaviors. And plus, they're making me seem like, I'm in the way, or my child is in the way. So I'm trying to find something that I can do that brings me passion and joy, but it's still going to help me take care of my business at the end of the day, okay? So I see a lot of you guys working on, reigniting, I'm good at art. I'm good at, drawing. I'm good at, I put down that certain thing that I've always wanted to do because I was listening to family or friends, or I was listening to low-key haters that were telling me, you can't do that. You ain't gonna make no money doing that. And so you're like, well, hell, what I was doing wasn't really making that much money. So I'm gonna bet on myself because, it can't be all that bad if, I'm really sparking up and picking up something back off the table that I'm very gifted gifted at, something that I know would be a benefit to serving people, and something that will help me bring in the type of quality or lifestyle that I'm looking to have. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are doing that. And also, as I look at the number one, you guys have decided that whatever this thing is, you're going to do it by yourself. You're not going to get a lot of people involved because you don't want, your vision skewed by the opinions or the doubt or the jealousy of other people. So some of you guys are going to keep this idea to you, close to your chest, until it's at the time where it's about to manifest and pop out, or until after the fact where you don't have to worry about anyone, throwing a brick in what you have going on because of evil eye or jealousy. Okay. So this is something that you guys can do on your own. This is something that you're going to create on your own or manifest on your own. And then at the end of the day, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, this is also going to be a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, nobody else is going to be able to take credit for what you did. Okay. People always want to come around after the fact, after you've already done the groundwork, to say, well, I helped you do that, so I feel like I need some of that. I need a percentage of this, a percentage. You don't need a percentage of shit, but get your ass on and get some more, god damn it, because you didn't help me build this, so you didn't help me make it, you ain't gonna help me spend it. Goodbye. Okay. So this is one of the reasons also, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, why you guys are going to do something that brings you joy and passion, and something that will provide a good service, something that will help you streamline something that you got going on. You want to have more time in the day for yourself. You want to, buy back your time, buy back your freedom by creating something. Okay. It's going to prosper, shall I say. I done made up a word, y'all. Proffer. Okay. Are you going to be some type of prophet or spiritualist, spiritual practitioner, seer, or something of the sort? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm hearing from Spirit that this will definitely prosper for you guys, provided that you stay away from the naysayers, stay away from the haters, keep it close to your chest until it pops out, connect all of the dots, and, cross your T's and dot your I's and do what you need to do, and all will be well. Okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. See, you got to bet on yourself. You're the type of person I'm hearing from. For those of you guys who are part of my collective now, you guys are everyone else's cheerleader but your own. And when you guys go into companies, into jobs, when you go into relationships, wherever you go, you help people prosper because you got the it factor. So now you have to have that same level of confidence in yourself. Wherever you go, people prosper. So wherever you are, you should be prospering first based on what you have. Okay. Yeah. So you guys got to put all of that energy, all of that love, all of that passion and attention into yourself. And that is what's going to help you prosper. Okay. In the month of June is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Okay. All right. And then next up, you guys, we have your love life or your relationships. Okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm hearing from Spirit right off the bat, and this applies, you guys, to whether you are in a relationship currently and for those who are currently single. So let me start with those of you guys who are currently in a relationship, whether you're engaged, whether you're married, whether you're just in a harmonious relationship or companionship. Hi, Allie. How are you? So first of all, for those of you guys who are in a relationship, I'm hearing from Spirit, in the month of June, you guys are going to find out that your spouse or your partner or your boo or your bae, they've been working and doing something on the side, but they've been keeping it secret. Okay. And they're going to let you know in the month of June. This is going to be a very beautiful surprise. Okay. This could be something where they have really been setting aside money. Okay. They've been piling up money for a vacation, or piling up money for, some type of safety net or situation, or some type of future financial endeavor that they want to embark upon with you. For others of you guys, you're going to find out in the month of June that this person was saving up a lot of money now so that they can get you some type of jewelry that you want, okay, or something that they know that you would love. It's got high price, high ticket item on it, to the point where it took this person to really have to save and structure something and keep it hidden from you. Okay, so in the month of June, you're going to find out that your spouse, your partner, your boo, your bae was setting aside a lot of money because they wanted to purchase something for you, something that is going to make you very happy. For others of you guys, this could be some type of vacation that your person has planned for you for the summer, some type of excursion or something of the sort. So that's a very, very beautiful thing. Okay. Now, for those of you guys who are harmoniously single, I'm hearing from Spirit in the month of June, you're going to find yourself in positions where you're either going to meet a person that could be like a friend or a business partner or just, love interest right at the start. You're like, wow, this person is attractive and I want to get to know this person. When you guys are just out and about doing your thing, some of you guys who are harmoniously single, you're going to run into someone that is well off in terms of being financially stable and secure. Someone that is very financially literate, that can, teach you a lot of things about money, about investing. Okay. For some of you guys, I'm hearing from Spirit, this person is going to be like the type of person where, say for example, dear one, you come from a family where unfortunately they may have had a poverty mentality, so they didn't know anything about money, okay, how money works, okay, they didn't know the difference between an asset and a liability, so that they couldn't teach it to you because you can only pass on what you know and what you have, okay. But I'm hearing from Spirit, for those of you guys who are harmoniously single, you're going to run into someone that unlike you, or unlike how you grew up, they grew up on the other side of the game, so to speak, so they can put you up on game as it relates to your finances, okay, as it relates to building. So this is going to be like a beautiful type of killing two birds with one stone, because you're going to find someone that's going to be either a very high vibrational companion or friend, or a business partner with the potential to be a friend or potential to be more. And it's like, being with this person, when this person comes into your life, they're going to present some type of increase to you, an increase of knowledge, an increase of wealth. Okay, some of you guys, you're going to hook up with this person, and after dating this person and, doing all of the necessary things and going through all of the necessary stages before you take it to the next level, you're going to find that this person, dear one, they're going to level you up into a higher tax bracket, okay, into a higher quality of life or standard of living, okay, a different zip code, okay, on the other side of the tracks, okay. This is the type of person, dear one, they're slow to move when it comes to money and investments, and that's why they're very well off. They're not impulsive. This is not a gambler. This is not someone that throws money to the wind, okay. They will definitely have a plan. They'll definitely talk to an attorney, talk to an advisor. They'll count up the cost in terms of the risk, okay. So whomever this person is, for those of you guys who are single, this person has their head on straight, okay. You're not going, if this is a divine masculine, you're not going to find him at the you're not going to find him at the strip club throwing away money. No. They're not going to be doing that. They're going to be putting money aside for, a trust fund for, a future child or future children, or, they already doing that for ones that they already have, okay? Their whole mentality and how they see money and how they see, purpose and family and building legacy is totally different, unlike what a lot of you guys have been introduced to. So this is going to be very fresh, very exciting, okay? Yeah. And this person is going to teach you a lot of things, okay? I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. This person is going to show you, for those of you guys who are harmoniously single, that good things come to those who wait. Yeah, and I know that's right, okay? All right, and this is for you guys concerning your love life, okay, or some type of relationship, whether you're single or whether you're already in a relationship, okay? So next up for the month of June, you guys, we have your social circle, okay? This is what you call your the people you hang out with, your acquaintances, your friends, whatever the case may be, okay? So we have the card Patience and Planning in reverse. Patience and planning in reverse. Yeah. I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, right off the bat, you guys have cut off a lot of people, and you've like started fresh. You've hit like a reset button. You're operating from a clean slate. because you guys have realized that holding on to people just simply because, well, I can't let her go, I can't let him go, this has been my bestie since high school, or we went to the uni together, or when I got married, and then when things didn't work out, she was right there for me during the divorce. I can't let her go. Or I've known him since he was with me when my father died, and he helped me get through certain things. Okay, a lot of you guys have realized that well, it was a good thing at the particular time, at that particular timeline that you were on. But for where you are now and for where you are headed, honey, this relationship has run its course, and that's okay. Okay, you don't always have to get into a big fallout, drag out fight, or some type of rah-rah. The person doesn't always have to be weird. They don't have to be on that single white female fatal attraction vibe type shit. Okay, sometimes the relationship has run its course, and it's just time for you guys to go your separate ways and to move on, because where you're headed, that person is on a different trajectory, and you're not trying to block or stop them on their journey, and you're definitely not going to allow anyone to block or stop you while you're on yours. Okay, so I'm hearing in the month of June, you guys have either had those tough conversations, or you have slowly but surely allowed people to phase out of your life. Okay, people that are not on the same page in terms of where you're headed. You guys want friends that you can vibe with. Okay, you guys want friends where hey, if you a nerd, you looking for people that are nerds too. You want to go to Comic-Cons with somebody. You tired of going to the clubs and going here and going there because that's what they want to do, and you feel outnumbered, or you feel as though whatever that you're into or interested in, people will laugh at you or mock you. Okay, you guys are no longer into that. So you're like, hey, I'm into learning how to play golf. I'm into going to different restaurants and trying different cultural foods. I'm into saving up money, and then once a month I take myself on an excursion, a weekend getaway. Last month I went to Vegas. This month I'm going to Disney, I'm going to LA. Next time I'm going to Miami. Next time I'm going to Cancun. You guys want friends who can keep up with you, honey. Okay, and so in the month of June, you guys have decided that, I'm either going to do well by myself and wait till, I can find my tribe. Okay, I'm hearing find my people. Or, you guys are already in the, in the energy of finding people who are similar to you, that have similar interests and things of that nature to you, because you're stepping out there and you're not afraid to try different things. And when you're going to these different places, you're meeting people who may be alone or by themselves, just like you, and you guys are connecting. Okay, yeah, like I heard yoga buddies. Okay, people that want to, you're finding people that want to learn how to play tennis or learn how to golf. Okay, yeah, you're finding people that want to, you like to gamble every now and then, you want to find a casino buddy. Okay, well, whatever the case may be, you guys are finding your people. And more importantly, in the month of June, you guys are just really into finding people that will understand you. You're tired of being around people where you feel misunderstood, where you feel as though you have to hide certain aspects of yourself. Okay, some of you guys are very intelligent, you're multi or bilingual. Okay, some of you guys are multicultural, some of you guys are well-traveled, and you tired of being around certain people. You got to dumb down your words and conversations, because hey, it ain't my fault that you don't have a degree. It ain't my fault that you're not well-traveled. Why should I be around you? You continue to mock me and make me feel bad and try to make me feel stupid because I use certain words. Okay, I can't help it because you a dumbass. Don't try to take it out on me. Okay, so come through, Spirit. You guys are tired of shrinking yourself and hiding certain aspects of yourself because of people, because of fear of persecution, fear of what they will say about you. Okay, you're done with that. Okay, and in the month of June, this is going to prove to be very beneficial for you guys, because you're going to find your tribe. Okay, and this is going to be, I'm seeing a lot of adventure. I'm seeing a lot of you guys as really, some of you guys as seeing in the ether and feeling in the ethers here. Some of you guys are so serious. It's all about work. It's all about taking care of your business. And you guys haven't smiled. You haven't laughed. You haven't let down your hair in a long time. Okay? Everything is just so serious. And I'm seeing in the month of June, you guys are going to begin to start laughing again. I'm seeing people just all of a sudden just burst out in song. And you're like, oh my God, I haven't sang in a long time. I haven't sang that song in a long time. Or you're going to be, cleaning up, and all of a sudden you hear your song. You're just going to start dancing. You're going to get your mojo back. You're going to get your energy back. You're going to get back that side of you, that inner child that wants to come out to play, that has been suppressed because of bills and because of hanging around the wrong people and being in the wrong environments, and being around people that are stuffy and they want you to be stuffy because they're stuffy. No. Okay. So I'm literally saying like a rebirth for those of you guys where your passion is igniting in a lot of different ways, and you're becoming more adventurous. Okay. And you're starting to do things that you've always wanted to do, but perhaps you were like, I'm waiting on my man, I'm waiting on my woman to do this, or I'm waiting on friends. And now you guys are like, hell, I'm just gonna go. And hell, I'll find him when I get there. Maybe if he already there, maybe he waiting on me. Okay. So you guys are no longer waiting and giving yourself the excuse to not go because you feel as though you don't have a tribe of people, or you don't have your crew with you. Okay. Spirit says, hold tight now, because the crew is coming. Okay. Come through, Spirit. So that is what you guys have to look forward to in the month of June, okay, as it relates to your social circle, friendship, support circle, okay? Also, for those of you guys who are the lone wolves, for those of you guys where you're always the one that is called when people talk you off the ledge, okay? You guys have gotten rid of those people that just drain your energy. They always call you, but the minute that you need help, which really isn't that often, because, for the most part, you guys have it together. But every blue moon, it would be nice, I'm hearing from Spirit. It would be nice if people can call you up just to see how you doing, to call you up not because they want something. Damn. Just call you up to see how you doing. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Oh, girl, I ain't want nothing. I'm just calling. I'm just checking on you. I was thinking about you the other day. And I'm just calling to see how you doing. Everything good? You good? Do you want to hang out later on this weekend? What your plans are, girl? Okay, I thought I would come over and just spend some time with you. Okay. A lot of you guys have been missing that in your life, okay? But I'm hearing in the month of June, simply by you guys pulling back your power, pulling back your energy, and saying, I'm tired of pouring myself out and coming back empty-handed and depleted. This is going to force the people that were the leeches in your life to go on about their damn business. And the people that you need to have in your life, the people that will give you equal reciprocity of give and take, once you get rid of the leashes that have been taking up space, your people will come. I'm hearing from Spirit. They're coming. And you're going to find people that, they're just like you. They're going to check up on you. Not because they want something, but simply because they, want to make sure you good, And this applies to the divine masculines as well, okay? You guys that put on your cape and you superhero for everybody else, okay? Now you're going to have, some of your bros from, your brothers from a different mother call you up. What's up, bro? What's up? I ain't want nothing. You good? I'm just calling to see if you good, Yeah. My father got, a whole bunch of these ribs, or, a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of that. We came up on that. I was going to, drop by and, bring some to you. Now, I ain't going to cook it now. You got to do that. You got to grill it up yourself, bruh, but I just thought I'd bring you over some, some of these steaks here, some of these ribs, y'all got a cook up coming up soon, right? You good, bruh? You good? Yeah. Come through, Spirit. That's for somebody. I'm hearing even the bros, the divine masculines, okay? The ones where, you're showing up for everybody, but nobody is showing up for you. And in the stillness of the night, you're like, damn, where is my help? Where are my bros at? Where is my support? Okay. And you're tired of hanging around, social circles that they're really not about what you're about, but just to get out of the house. You're finding yourself being around these people, and there are certain aspects of yourself that you have to hide, or you don't feel comfortable talking about, because that this is really not your crew. This is just, in the meantime, in between time crew. But your real crew is coming, says Spirit, okay? Get rid of those that's just taking up space. You know, get rid of those that they are old raggedy hoe, and they want you to be an old raggedy hoe too. You ready to get married, bruh? You need to change your social circle. You can't be hanging around Leroy. You can't be hanging around Dexter. Because Dexter is a hoe. Dexter was a hoe when he was 12. He jumped off the porch really early. He was a hoe at 22. He was a hoe at 32. My Lord, he 42 now. Y'all, he's still a hoe, okay? You keep fucking around with Dexter, you gonna be forever single. Or if you can't bring your woman, your babe, your boo around Dexter because Dexter got a Roman eye. And now you don't want to end up in jail. You don't want to, you don't look good, bruh. And prison orange. No, you don't, okay? I think brown, I think navy blue is more your color. Come through, Spirit. So, Spirit says when you get rid of those people, that, you really don't have nothing in common with them, it's okay to let them go, okay? And then they'll be out of the way because they're taking up space. And the people, the brothers, the, your crew, okay, your people, they'll find you. And then you can hang out with people that really match your vibe, and you guys can really go places together, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? Next, you guys, we have something that you guys need to know in the month of June that's high vibrational. That's a good thing. And I have the message here, you guys, move in silence, okay? So in the month of June, I'm hearing from Spirit, there is something that is coming towards you. And this is something that you guys have been praying for quite some time. Now, it's different for different people, okay? For some of you guys, you've been praying for a job. For others of you guys, you've been praying for a loan. For others of you guys, you have been praying for, you to get the opportunity to relocate. Or for some of you guys, you've been praying on that relationship. For others of you guys, you have been praying on a health diagnosis to turn positive rather than negative, okay? For others of you guys, you've been waiting to confirm if you're pregnant this time, and you want to make sure that you're in the clear before you go tell everybody, because you've had some unfortunate circumstances and you don't want another repeat of that, okay? Well, come through, Spirit. Yeah, somebody felt that thing. It's all right, okay? I ain't gonna tell too much of your business. I'm just in the ethers, yeah. But whoever you are, one Spirit is saying move in silence, because whatever it is that you have been waiting for, praying for, but most importantly, working for, because as the sacred text says, faith without works is dead. You can't sit up there and say, I'm going to manifest, and you ain't going to get up off your ass. You ain't going to manifest shit, but, a tired ass, okay? Yeah, you got to move, okay? But Spirit is saying something that you guys have been waiting for, okay? Hello, Anthony, something that you guys have been waiting for, okay? Move in silence because it's coming through, okay? But at the present moment, you guys may have, you guys who are part of my collective, if y'all didn't know, you about to know. You guys draw a lot of attention to yourselves, not even by trying. It's because of your light, okay? A lot of you guys have a high anointing over you. And so, you always got people lurking. I say they lurking, yeah. You always got people trying to keep tabs on you. You always got people in your business. And then, to your surprise, dear one, it'll be the main ones that act like you don't exist, or the main ones that act like you a non-factor in their life. Those are the main ones that's always clocking and docking your ass, okay? Yeah, if you online, they refreshing their phone, their tablet, everything to make sure that they get the latest posts and the latest deets on what you're doing. So Spirit says you have to move in silence. Even though this thing that's coming in, I'm hearing from Spirit, come through, Spirit, this is so big, you guys are going to really have to try very, very hard now, to keep your mouth shut, because you're going to be so happy that you're just going to want to blurt it out to the world. And you might be tempted to blurt it out to the wrong people, people that think that, you don't deserve to have any good things in your life. people that always wanted to see you down and out, okay? People that secretly competing with you and you don't even know, have any idea. You may not even know these mofos from a can of paint, or if you do, you're not even in contact with these people, but they still trying to keep the contacts on your ass, okay? Yeah, Spirit is saying this thing that's coming in, y'all, you gotta be quiet, okay? Don't tell nobody, okay? Yeah, because you don't want nobody trying to throw a monkey wrench in your shit, okay? Yeah, some of y'all, you're gonna have to move in silence, baby, because, the key word is move. When that thing come through, for some of y'all, I just heard money now. Yeah. A settlement coming through, something coming through. Shh, don't tell nobody. You might have to move, honey. You're going to have to move to a different location, a different city, a different state, okay? A different neighborhood, okay? Where it's all good. Yeah. You're going to have to move into a gated community. You're going to have to keep certain elements out. When this thing comes, some of y'all, some of y'all going to have to get security. Some of y'all might have to get a name change. Oh boy, something coming in so big, you definitely gonna have to move in silence. It's like you're gonna have to change who you are to a certain extent so that people from the past can't recognize you, can't, sniff you out, bunch of goddamn hound dogs, with their hands out, remember me? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this, and you owe me. Oh, you coming up on money? Okay, yeah, let me try to devise this plan. The scammers gonna be sniffing, the lurkers, the love frauds, the mama, the daddy that hate your ass and told you from the time you was born that they wish you was never born. All of a sudden, they gonna want to come through. And that's why you got to move in silence and keep your mouth shut, okay? Yeah, it's coming. All right, now don't raise your hand and tell people what y'all got going on. Don't even raise your hand in the chat and say, yeah, this is me, Sage. I've been waiting on this, I've been waiting on that. Nah. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Move in silence, okay? But Spirit wants you guys to know that your prayers have been heard, okay? And it's on the way, all right? I'm hearing hold tight. It's coming. Okay, that's for somebody. That's for a lot of somebodies, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit. That's very beautiful. It's coming in the month of June. You're going to hear about it in the month of June. You're going to get that letter. You're going to get that certified letter. You might get an email. You might get a phone call. You might get a visit, okay? Yeah, ask Spirit to make sure that you're at the right place at the right time. Hi, Jim, so you won't miss it, okay? You don't want to miss this thing that's coming in, because I'm hearing from Spirit, and then I'm going to get off this thing, okay? But I'm hearing from Spirit, you guys, whatever this thing is, the first go round, you might have missed it. Yeah, you missed it because you were distracted. You missed it because you were in the wrong relationship. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. You missed it because, you were not in the right mental frame of mind. You were not thinking, come through Spirit with that confirmation. We know it to be true. Yeah, you were not in the right frame of mind. You may not have been thinking as highly of yourself as you should have been. You might not have been, focused on being your highest, best version of yourself. So whatever that thing was, you missed it. It came towards you and, you fumbled it. But this go round, you're ready. But now you got to keep your mouth closed. Keep your arms open, arms wide open, ready to receive. But keep your mouth closed, okay? That's for somebody, okay? All right. Now, last message we have, you guys, is something that you guys need to know that's, like a warning, it's a little low vibrational, okay? It's a little janky, okay? And the message is, you guys, they're doing strange things for change. Oh boy, they're doing strange things for change. So right off the bat, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, there is someone around you guys, and they don't have to necessarily be around you in terms of to the point where you can reach out and touch them. They don't have to be around you in terms of to the point where, they're next door, their neighbor, or they don't even have to be in your family. They could be, through 6 degrees of separation or less, okay? But they're around the vicinity, so to speak, okay? This person, dear one, whomever they are, you need to stay away from this person who may be trying to either come back into your life or come into your life for the first time, because this person, they're bad news. This is a person, dear one, they will definitely take you off your trajectory of success. This is the type of person that if you get involved with this person, they will definitely hem you up. They will hem you up financially. Some of them, they can hem you up medically, because this person, they do strange things for change now. You get caught up with this person, it'll be like a situation of you being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, I'm hearing like mistaken identity. I'm hearing like, this person is so bad news that it's like they only want to be around you because they see that you have prospects, you have a future, you have vision. And this is the type of person where they're so hateful. They'll come into your life under false pretenses of trying to be a friend, or presenting themselves to be a lover, or presenting themselves to be someone that has changed. And now they want to reconcile and they want to do right by you. But the only reason why they want to come back around, dear one, they feel as though they fucked up their life already. So, it's a no-go for them. Whatever they had in their life is in terms of, a dream, a desire, they feel as though that ship has sailed. And so they don't cry no more. They're just very jaded, okay? And so now they see you. And you represent something that they once upon a time saw in themselves before they got jaded, before they got hurt so many times that now they don't want to try no more. And they see you are so full of hope, so full of vibrancy. They want to come straight towards you so that they can fuck up your goals, your aspirations, your destiny is what I'm hearing from spirit. So this would be the type of person, dear one, where, you may have in your destiny to find your person and get married to your person, and you guys are going to be a power couple. I'm doing the little glitchy thing there. Okay. I don't know if that was my energy or what. Okay. I think I'm still on. Okay. But as I was saying, you guys, this could be the type of person where, you could be the type of person, shall I say, come through spirit, where, you're destined to find your partner and meet and marry your partner. And you guys are going to be like a power couple where you're going to erect a business together, and all of the assets and the strengths and the good things that he has, he's coming to pour into you. But then all of the good things that he's missing, that he lacks, you have, and you're coming to pour into him. And it's going to be like this equal reciprocity. I'm seeing like the infinity 8 symbol. That's a part of your destiny that has been written in your Akashic records. But if you hook up with this motherfucker right here, somebody that's doing strange things for change, they're going to cause you to miss an opportunity that you need to move in silence on, because you missed it the first time, but you don't want to miss it this time, because I'm hearing from spirit, this type of thing that's coming around, dear one, it only comes around once in a lifetime, twice if you're favored. So for those of you guys who I'm talking to, you're favored now, because, the stars are aligning. Your ancestors have, they've been fighting, doing overtime for y'all to get this second go around again. And they like, girl, God, you better not fuck it up this time. You better get it now, because, a lot of this is we riding on this and you riding on this. So something that's coming to you guys now, I feel is very strong. This is going to really set you guys up to the point where it's going to do a lot of healing in your bloodline. Wow, come through spirit. So you don't want to miss that. Now, there could be someone, dear one, they could be into the craft. Yeah. They could probably read energy, manipulate energy. Well, whatever the case may be, they know a little bit about you, dear one, to know that you're gifted, to know that, there's a high calling, a high anointing on your life. And there's some very beautiful things that are coming down the pipe for you, but they want to fuck it up because they forfeited their destiny in some way, shape, or form. They opened the wrong door. They opened Pandora's box. Now they can't close that motherfucker. So now they want to try to fuck up what you got going on. The devil is a lie. Stay away from this person. This would be someone that would try to present him or herself as a friend, And, thank you, Spirit. Come through. Spirit says, dear one, at the same time that your blessing, your opportunity is coming to you, it's going to be the same time that this janky motherfucker comes to you at the same time. So you guys are going to have to be very discerning, right? Because they're both coming at the same time. The counterfeit coming and the real coming. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, whether it's, I don't know, it's something. It's something big, you guys, I'm telling you. But you have to be very, very discerning because you missed it the first time and you don't want to miss it this time. So you guys are going to have, it's going to be like a test now. It's kind of like your ancestors are saying, oh my God, is Lisa, you Lisa. Oh my God, is JoJo, you JoJo. Are they going to pass the test this time? Because, do they recognize the signs? Do they recognize the wolf in sheep's clothing? Do they recognize that deal, that contract is not a good one? That's not it. That's the 360. Don't go for that one. Go for the other one. Have they learned enough? Have they prayed enough? Have they discerned enough to see the counterfeit from the real? Because the counterfeit spirit is telling me, dear one, it's coming at the same time. Okay? And you got to make the right choice. You can't miss it. Now, it just so happens that whoever this mofo is, they know a little bit about a little bit to know that something good is coming down the pipe for you. And they trying to come in and intercept it. They're trying to present themselves as the person for you. Your destiny person. They're trying to present themselves as the person that's going to be the gatekeeper, to open up that door of opportunity for you that's going to set your life right. They're going to try to act like it. And I'm getting that sacred text, you guys. You know how, well, for those of you guys where, you may not be into the sacred text or whatever, which is some of us, a lot of us, we read the sacred text too, because we recognize that it's also a book of spells. Okay, yeah. But at any rate, dear one, there's this part in the sacred text where it says, the wheat, separating the wheat from the tare. See, when the wheat and the tare grow up together, they look the same. They look the same on the outside. One has the ability to mimic the other. And it's not until they grow up to a certain point where you can really discern, this is not bringing nourishment. This is draining nourishment. So I got to get rid of this, like the weed. You got to get rid of the weed out of your garden. Okay. So it's kind of like this person, dear one, they're going to be the weed that's going to try to grow in your garden. Okay. And you got to know who they are so you can cut their ass off at the head. Okay. Because they're coming and they're coming and they're going to present themselves to be the real deal when they're the counterfeit, and you got to be able to discern the difference between the two. Okay. But this person, dear one, they're doing strange things for change. A lot of them are into that, dark, janky juju. Some of them, they've sold out and compromised their integrity, their character, to get to where they are. Okay. Yeah. Some of them, they'll step on somebody's face in order to get to a certain position. They don't care. Okay. They'll get into a relationship with someone so that they can be taken care of. They'll use the word love just so that they can come into your world and fuck shit up. Okay. This person is very diabolical. Okay. And there is no price that is high enough for them, or low enough, shall I say, for them to decline. They'll sell your ass out for a $5 bill, a 2-piece, and a Happy Meal. Come through, spirit. They just janky. They're just diabolical. But you have to discern this person, because I'm hearing from spirit. They're very charming. Yeah. It's giving snake oil salesmen. Yeah. They're very charming. Okay. This is the type of person, dear one, they'll present themselves to be the love of your life. And, a lot of them may try to mimic your true person. Say, for example, it's destined for you to meet someone in the public eye. But this is a good person. This is a person that will treat you right. This is a person that's into monogamy and not menage a trois. Okay. Yeah. He'll mimic, or she'll mimic herself to be like that person. But this person will, allow you to let down your guard, deceive you, trick you, full of smoke and mirrors. Okay. And then, once they sleep with your ass, you got the gift that keep on giving. Now, see, they done fucked up your destiny, because it was destined for you to have kids. It was destined for you to have kids with a particular person. to marry and yoke up with one particular person, but not to marry and hook up with that person where now you are a goddamn CDC risk. And now, you got to worry about, okay, parameters of if your child that you bear would be susceptible to those 3 letters that you was given by this janky motherfucker here. Okay? Yeah, someone that want to come into your bloodline that's very dark. I'm also hearing like fallen angel. Wow, come through spirit. Some of you guys come from a higher bloodline, okay? Your star seeds, okay? Yeah, you might, have a star seed ancestry from the Pleiades, Andromeda, Nibiru, etc., etc., and this could be a diabolical ass, janky ass draconian. You don't want this mofo in your bloodline fucking up your shit. You're gonna have to start all over, okay? That's why I'm saying this that is coming towards you guys. It's going to affect your ancestors. It's going to affect, your little ones. It's going to affect your timeline going forward and going backwards. Now, you can't miss it and you can't choose wrong, okay? So you guys got to be very discerning. Stay in prayer. Okay, continue to commune with your ancestors. For those of you guys who are listening to your girl, you ought to be down with the shit. So every last one of y'all needs to have an ancestor altar. And if you don't have one, you need to get one quickly and expeditiously. Okay, erect you an ancestor altar, because you guys are going to start getting visions, downloads, dreams. Some of you guys, you're going to be taking a shower and you're just going to get boom, you're going to get a download just like that. That's for you. Some of you guys, spirit is saying keep a journal by your bed, on your nightstand, or wherever you lay your head. Okay, because you're going to start getting downloads, and you need to be very, very cognizant of what the spirit realm is trying to communicate with you. It has a lot to do with your destiny. It has a lot to do with that thing that's coming, that you're gonna have to move in silence on, but also you're gonna have to choose wisely, because the counterfeit is coming at the same time that the real is coming, and you gotta discern the difference between which is which. Come through spirit, okay? All right. And so, you guys, that is the tea, okay? That's the tea today, you guys, for the June 2026 predictions. This is some good stuff now. Some of y'all, spirit is saying, go back and re-listen to this message here, okay? After it, does its processing or what have you. Because there's some nuggets that you may have missed that you need, because this definitely applies to you, okay? I'm going to give you guys some signs, all right? And then I'm going to turn it loose, okay? All right, here we go, y'all. Thank you, Spirit. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, being those you need to look out for, being those that you need to wait on, baby, because they coming. Hold tight, they coming. Your people, your person. Yeah, you or they, dear one, could very well be a Cancer, Pisces, Libra, Leo, Gemini, Virgo. Cancer, if I didn't say so already, Cancer is very strong. Scorpio and Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. I'm also hearing Aries moon, Cancer rising, Virgo moon, Sagittarius rising, Capricorn rising. Thank you, Spirit. And I also heard the name Jeanette, Tony, Leandra, Shauna, Valerie, Nicole, John, Tracy, Allison, Xavier, Dominique, Janet, Bethany, Devin, and Todd. Thank you, Spirit. Those are some names. Could be your name. It could be someone that you need to wait on because they coming. Could also be this janky that you need to, when you identify this mofo, you just need to tell him to kick rocks or her. Okay. Those are some names for you guys. Okay. Also, the number one is very prominent as well. Okay. The number one and the number three and the number seven. The day you were born, the month you were born, or life path number. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. So that is the tea. Okay. Your girl is about to sage and take my little spiritual bath, get my energy tight and right. Then I'm going to go downstairs and play with my animal babies and see what hubby up to. Okay. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, morning, evening, night, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods. Okay. All right. And again, I thank you guys for the likes. I thank you guys for the shares and the subscribes. Okay. Love you much. All right. And until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay great. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for the likes. Now, I appreciate it. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.